CFA Level 1 May 2026. If that's your plan, then here's the roadmap. Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tanishka and I hope you all are doing good. In today's video, I am sharing with you a complete roadmap for CFA Level 1 May 2026. I can't believe we are talking about May 2026. Kitna jaldi time beat gaya. Anyways, let's get started with it. But before that, if you're new to this channel, then please take 1 second to hit the subscribe button. If you've ever liked my work even a teeny tiny bit, then please join the community by subscribing to the channel. And while you're at it, do not forget to hit the bell icon so that you're notified every time I post a new video. And for the very kind people who have already subscribed to the channel, thank you so much for joining me in my journey. I hope we stay together till the end of time. Okay, so May 2026. First of all, when would the exam be held in May 2026? The exam for CFA Level 1 would be held between 12th May to 18th May. So you can choose any one particular date from this range, 12th May to 18th May. Right? Apart from that, let's come to important dates. Now, this is something you need to really hear. The registration for the CFA Level 1 May 2026 exam starts on 12th August. Okay, so literally next week, the registrations begin. The early bird registration, in which you basically get a discount of $300-ish US if you register till this particular date, is 14th October 2025. Okay, that's the early bird registration. Then we all know that there are methods of payment. One is a credit card method, one is a invoice method, right? The invoice payment method, which people want to use, if you want to pay via the invoice payment method, the deadline for that is 3rd Jan, post which you cannot use the invoice payment method. Let me explain this a little better. You need to issue the invoice before 3rd Jan. Even if the payment is sent a little after, it's okay, but the invoice should be issued before 3rd Jan, right? That's what they mean by the deadline. Now, the final registration of the overall exam is on 12th Feb, right? So basically 12th August ko khul raha hai. Till 14th October, you have a chance of paying $300 less. If you miss that date, then you have to pay the standard normal fee. On uska date is open till 12th Feb. Okay, fair, understood, perfect. Now, what is the deadline to schedule your exam? Remember, I told you there is a range 12th May to 18th May, and you can choose. What is the deadline of you selecting that date? It is 18th Feb. Okay, if you have any disability and you need some assistance in that or some extra requirements for that, the deadline to ask for that is also 18th Feb. Very, very important. Lastly, if suppose you have selected a date बहुत पहले से, suppose you selected 12th May, and for whatever reason you feel like I want to change that date because कोई family function आ गया, whatever it has come, the deadline for that is 1st May. Yeah, 1st May. And remember, this is a paid process. If you want to change the date within a particular exam attempt, it is a cost is involved. I'll put what cost it is here. Okay, speaking about cost, let me tell you how much this exam actually is. So if you pay from 12th August to 14th October, if you pay during the early bird deadline, you need to pay $1,140 plus 18% GST, which is approximately 1,15,000, can be more only. जैसे हालात चल रहा ज़्यादा ही होगा. So about 1,15,000 Indian rupees. If you miss the date, suppose October 14th nikal gaya and you haven't paid yet and you decide to pay later, you will have to pay $1,490 plus 18% GST, which is roughly 1,50,000 rupees. It is a little expensive. For people who get the scholarship, you need to pay only $400 plus 18% GST, which is approximately rupees 40,000 only. Hey, if you're thinking that you want the Access Scholarship but need to know the details about it, I made a detailed video on it this Monday. The link is in the related description. This is how the thumbnail looks. Get all the details for the May 2026 Access Scholarship in that video. Okay, now coming to classes. Many people keep asking me, should we take classes, should we not take classes, is it important, is it not important, what resources are needed? See, classes are definitely not compulsory, but yes, it is convenient. It does add a certain level of convenience in your life. It's very simple, right? If you need to decode what a concept is, you might take 10 days. If somebody who's already done it is doing it every single day, needs to teach you what that concept is or tell you what that concept is, he may take only 2 days. It basically saves your time and it gives you a guarantee-ish for most cases that the person who's teaching you is aware of the concept, because he's teaching it to so many other people and he's teaching it day in and day out. So definitely he is more aware of what that concept is and in what sense is it required for the CFA exam. So personally, if you ask me, personally, this is not a compulsion, personally if you ask me, if it is logistically feasible for you, you should go for a class. I am like a person ki yes, go for classes as much as possible. In my level 1, personally, I went majorly for self study, and today when I look back, I kind of regret it, because I feel like I would have done so much better personally, like in terms of understanding, if I possibly had a good mentor. So that's the thing. In case you want to join classes, I have made a detailed video on that also, my honest review on each teacher. Check that out. This is how the video looks. I'm gonna add the link in the description box again, something you need to know. Now, what is the subject sequence that you need to follow? A lot of people keep asking where to start, where not to start. Simple. If you're going for classes, follow what they are doing in the class to the T. Save your time, save your mental energy. ऐसे नहीं होना चाहिए that they are doing quants and you are doing fixed income. No. As much as possible, stay aligned. It will keep you sane. If you're not going for classes and you decide to do self-study, or you've taken recorded lectures in which you can choose your study subject sequence, then you can follow this particular pattern. Again, you can follow it, you may or you may not follow it. So first things first is do quants. Number 1, do quants, because it teaches you how to use the calculator. It has time value of money, which is a very, very important chapter for the entire CFA curriculum, level 1, level 2 and level 3. After quants, I know it's a little tricky, I won't say that, but a little tricky. Go for fixed income, because it is alien for most people. It is also a little lengthy, so it's good to tackle it and get it done with. Number 3, go with the hard easy strategy. Now you will do alternative investments. Okay. Number 4, you will do derivatives. Again, hard easy strategy. Also fixed income, alternative investments and derivatives are like brothers. उनको हमेशा साथ रखना चाहिए. 5th subject should always be ethics. It should always be your midpoint. 6th subject will be economics, purely because economics has certain glimpses of derivatives, not really in level 1, but you'll see that more in level 2 and level 3. So it's good to keep it close by. 7th, you will do equity. Again, very, very important subject, not too hard, easy breezy, but it is important, right? Number 8 and number 9, you can switch between corporate issuers and portfolio management. I'm keeping corporate issuers on 8 and portfolio management in 9. No particular reason. I said you can switch. Last, do FSA, because it has a lot of memorizing required. It is pretty lengthy. So if you do it in the last, you won't basically need to waste time in revision. The moment you're done, the moment you're starting your cumulative revision, FSA will go on loop. So it kind of saves you the mental bandwidth, right? When should you start studying? Ideally, it is best to take 8 months. It's like the best case scenario. So ideally, if you can start by like by first week of September, great. Maximum 6 months, I would say, like minimum 6 months you would need. It's a good place to be. So if you don't start by September, then definitely start by November. Usse zyada drag mat karna. Okay, if you're working, if you have other commitments, then definitely September or even before. That's a good thing. Now, what resources would you need? So resources, once you register for the exam, you get resources by the institute. They give you the CFA Institute curriculum. They give you a question bank. Of course, it's a standard question bank unless you opt for the premium one. Both are fine. If you can afford it, definitely premium is better. If you can't afford it, make do with the standard. Okay. So you will get all those materials by the institute. They are all online in your account itself. You can either print it or you can use it in your PDF format itself. Brilliant. The questions, I would say, are very, very important. You definitely should use it. Now, what about the other resources that people keep talking about? So there's this thing called Schwezer Notes. The 2026 edition should come out by August or September, so you guys are cool with it. Basically, they are the summarized versions of the institute notes. Okay, can you use it? Can you not use it? Yes, you can. Okay, unless you're joining a class who's not using it, in that case I don't recommend it. But if you're just studying personally and you understand the summarized version, it is completely fine. Very simple logic is you need to understand the concept very, very well. Whether you're able to do it reading 10 pages or 2 pages, that's completely on you. There's no such thing that people who use Schwezer fail. I have personally used Schwezer throughout and I've done pretty well. So it's completely your choice. Wait till August end for the 2026 edition. Apart from that, you will need a calculator, the CFA financial calculator, BA2 plus Texas Instrument. Extremely important and very, very important that you are very well versed with it. The more confident you are to use the calculator, the better your exam accuracy would be in a way, because you won't really be wasting time trying to decode the calculator. So starting mein hi focus, that's why I said quants, right? So that you can learn the calculator very well, and starting mein hi focus on doing that. Now, one last thing, if you are looking for somebody who can actually guide you day on day, week on week, somebody who can literally tell you, do this first, do that first, don't do this, or this is your schedule, let me make a plan for you, a customized CFA study plan, then you're looking at the right person, because I do this. So in case you want to join any of my CFA level 1 customized study plans, I do it individually. I also have started for group sessions. In fact, May 2026 is one group session I'm taking. I'm putting the links for both in the description box. Please fill the form that resonates with you. You will get a mail within 24 to 48 hours, and then you can see if you want to take it forward. Basically, whatever you need to know, I will tell you in the mail, right? Because the video bahut lamba ho gaya. Actually, I've made a detailed video on what this customized study plan is. मैंने हर चीज़ का detailed video बनाया. It's there. Check it out in the channel. You'll find out. I'm gonna end this video because I want to keep it a little bit concise. But yes, if you want to join that CFA study plan of mine, where I guide you day on day, week on week, literally form a plan, ऐसे ही करना है, and it's realistic and achievable, then fill the Google form and let's get connected. If you like this particular video, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. I'll see you guys very, very soon. Until then, keep sparkling and definitely keep learning.